And welcome back to Ozarks Live. We are now going out to Tom with your disability rep in South Springfield.
Yes, Tom, give us all the tips on disability.
I will. Well, actually, I won't, but Roy Rickstrew will, and he is, as you said, your disability rep. Now, we've got something here. Is your disability case Shining Star or Lump of Coal? But before we get to that, explain to me what Disability 101 is.
So we are doing Disability 101. It's a monthly workshop we're putting on here at the Resource Center.
Okay.
Folks come in, we do a presentation about Social Security, the differences between some of the programs, tips and tricks that you can use to try to strengthen your case, question and answer session at the end, about an hour presentation.
Yeah.
And we're doing RSVPs for that. It's actually next Thursday will be the next one of those. You can call the office, the QR code at the end of the presentation.
Right.
You can click it. There's a sign-up link attached to it.
Okay.
Come
All
see
right.
me. Yeah.
Disability 101. All right, we'll go to this. I mean, holiday season, okay, Shining Star or Lump of Coal when it comes to your disability case.
Yeah, we're continuing with the holiday puns from the last time I was on your show.
Yes. All right, then we're going to go with the Shining Stars first.
Yes, of course. So, a couple things. When you're talking to your doctor, it's real important that you focus in on the functional loss that you experience as a result of your condition, as opposed to talking about the diagnosis.
All right, explain functional loss.
Well, the thing is, if you go in and you tell somebody that your fibro or your arthritis is real bad, we don't know what that means. And so we're looking for limitations to stand, walk, lift, carry, understand, remember, how those things actually play out and impact your daily life. So it's real important that we talk about, standing at the sink, trying to wash dishes, or going to the grocery store, and what a huge problem that's become for us.
Right, the everyday things.
That's
right. Okay.
The other
baseline, not just today.
Well, sure, and a lot of conditions kind of ebb and flow, right? We have good days, we have bad days. Folks that have COPD, if the weather's really humid or wet, it's going to be a bad day for them.
Sure.
Arthritis, cold, everyone knows the arthritic knee, flares up, those sorts of things. You don't want to talk about the highs and lows of that condition. When you visit with your doctor, you want to give them a realistic picture of the baseline, because we don't want your records to say that you came in tonight and denied all complaints that you were doing well.
Right.
It's more important that you lengthen that time frame, if you are doing well, to talk about what the last week or 10 days or since you've seen the doctor look like.
Right.
Gives us a more accurate picture of what's going on rather than that snapshot.
And maybe the severity of, anything, just so you get that median line. So
Exactly, because that's what we could really promise an employer and deliver on, is that median line, right? So it's real important you give those examples.
All right, we talked about the Shining Stars. Lumps of coal now.
Something I'm sure you're familiar with, Tom.
Boy, every Christmas.
Things in your file that are problems for Social Security and problems for your case too is lack of medication compliance. That's a big deal. They want to make sure, and we talked about this last time, they want to make sure you're doing everything you can do to get better. If there are indications that you're not, it's a lump of coal.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and compliance is a huge word where all of this is concerned.
It is. And again, Social Security wants to see that you're doing what you can, following along with the doctor's instructions. You're enlisting their help as experts. You need to follow that guidance the best that you can. Substance abuse, it's always going to be a lump of coal. And a lot of folks have had issues with this. Some folks have moved on past it. That's fantastic. If you have a history of substance abuse, it's real important that your records reflect you're making progress, you're getting better, you're in therapy, you're in counseling, you're trying really hard.
Let me ask you this, and this has to do with substance abuse. What if something is considered illegal on a state level, but is not at a federal level?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Social Security is still kind of grasping with that to some extent. The biggest thing is if they can attribute your condition to substance abuse, it becomes a much bigger deal. So lack of motivation, for example, can often be associated with drug use. It can also be with depression.
Yes.
If the indication is that it's attached to your substance abuse, you'll get less traction out of that portion of your condition.
Okay, and then that third one there, missed appointments. Again, that goes with compliance to me.
Yeah, and I see that all the time. Folks miss appointments. I know it happens from time to time, but try real hard to keep these, because if you have a pattern of missing appointments, it looks like you're indifferent to getting better.
Okay. Don't expect a big gift.
No, Santa won't bring this to you. Nobody backs into a disability approval. It's something that you have to really pursue.
Yeah.
A couple things you can do there. You want to be engaged with your case and engaged with your care. That's real important. You want to make sure that you're proactive in both aspects, talking to the doctor, trying to get better, seeing what other options are available to you. Read your records. The doctor's office will give you a copy of your records most of the time for free. You can peek through those, see what the doctor's recording, make sure it lines up with what it is that you're telling the doctor.
Yeah, they're hearing what you're saying. Sometimes there's a little break in those kinds of things.
Yeah, doctors are like any other profession. Some folks are really diligent in their recording, some folks aren't. And then the last thing is establish limits with your doctors. And I don't mean keep your doctor at arm's length.
Yeah.
But talk with your doctor about the problems that you're having. Go over with them. I can lift this amount of weight, but anything more than that causes me problems. I can only stand for just a little while. Kind of help set those limitations, what you can actually do.
All right. And of course, hire a helper.
Yeah.
This person is a helper right there.
Right. And we can identify correct issues in your case, track and help you meet all the deadlines that are out there. Help you prepare for your hearings, just basically make your case easier for Social Security to process and approve.
All right. There's the QR code that we mentioned. You can get all of this information going there. Of course, you'll talk to Roy, 417-812-6698. Roy, always good to see you. Thanks.
Likewise, Tom, take care.
Back to you.
Thank you so much, Tom. They always have so much good information. Take notes on that. Coming up next, movie